We're here again with BIO-S3 Internet Authority, and today let's talk about Jerry. So what's the value of slow eccentrics and slow concentrics in bodybuilding, and if this type of slow lifting can induce better hypertrophy in the muscle?
Well, I mean, back in the day, Mike Menser used to do a lot of like the slow negatives and stuff like that. There's been a lot of studies, and a lot of people say, well, you don't like to quote studies. No, I don't. But there are some proof in some things, and other things are not proven. But they know that the negative portion of the movement actually damages the muscle fiber a lot more and makes it harder to recover. So if you're doing stuff like heavy negatives or slow negatives and you're going to failure, you're going to need longer amounts of time to recover from those workouts. Now myself, I go to positive failure or concentric failure. Now when you hit positive muscular failure, you'll be going through a range of motion, and speed, technically, you don't want to go slow, okay? The slow negatives that you're going down, and you'll notice a lot of people are doing those tempo workouts where it's like 4 down, 2 up, 4 down, 2 up. They're not changing very much. However, if you ever notice the guys that are bigger that are training, the eccentric and the negative are about the same speed, and it actually is like a very rhythmic kind of motion that they'll go in when they do their reps. So it's faster. Now it's not fast like they're trying to get through it. It's fast as far as the speed, as far as it's not going slow on the way up and the way down. And that actually causes the most amount of muscle growth out of training slow, training medium, training fast. Muscles are actually built for speed. If they go through the whole breakdown of what they actually do, they're built for speed. Now, if you go too fast, you get sloppy with your form, then you're going to get injured. So the idea is to go as fast as you possibly can within your good form on both the negative and the concentric, so that you're getting even pushes on both sides.
Okay, so the like 10-second eccentrics or whatever, you don't really recommend that?
No, I did all that stuff. I did the super slow motion training. I did the 1 rep training, which I don't know if you guys know this or not. I mean, you could probably get it off Amazon. You would like basically take a dumbbell and you would like put it here, and you would go that slow with it. It looks like you're barely even moving, and it takes like forever to get down to the bottom. When you get to the bottom, you go back up the same way, and that was it. Like the set was done, and it took you like 2.5 minutes to get through that set. But that slow concentric and the slow negative on it were supposed to be the whole basis of the workout. 1 rep, which is taking Menser's philosophy and cutting it down from like 1 set all the way down to 1 rep per week or whatever it was. And again, the muscle had a harder time recovering, but notice it really hurt the joints. So I think that, my personal opinion, and I have no scientific evidence to back this up, is the slower you go on the negatives, the more you feel it in the tendons. So there's got to be something where the muscle gets fatigued so much that it starts to really work on the tendons, almost like powerlifting. Powerlifting has a lot of tension on the tendons and the joints and stuff too.
Oh yeah, it sucks on the joints.
It puts a lot of stuff on a lot of pressure on the joints and the tendons, whereas bodybuilding, they can use a lighter weight and focus more on the belly of the muscle and squeezing.
So you don't really find a value of doing eccentrics too slowly, but like you're saying, fast, but with good form, not being sloppy with it.
Rhythmic. So it almost looks like, you see these guys bench, it looks like a piston. They just boom, 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 and they get to their reps and they rep out. Even if you looked at Menser's old videos, he would go slow on the negative, but it wasn't still super slow. It was slow, then he'd explode. So it was still very rhythmic, even the motion that he had. Now, should beginners learn how to do the slow negatives? Absolutely. I think if you're a beginner, you should learn how to do everything across the board. Slow negatives, drop sets. I mean, I'm not saying that you should incorporate these all into your workouts, but learn what they are. Try them, see how they affect your body, see what they feel like, so that you know how all these things work.
Okay, so thanks again, Jerry Ward, BIO-S3 Training, and we're
The Eccentric Bicep, and we're out.